Hello, everybody. It's Josh again with probably one more game before I go to bed here for the night. And this is a two-player game on France, which hasn't really been featured heavily yet. The big gimmick on France is that the nuclear plants. Well, nuclear starts out a lot cheaper. Uranium starts at 5 compared to, what is it, 14 on most maps? Anyway, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to pay 7 for the 4 plant. I'll just take the 3 again after that. Opponent gets the 4 for 6, so this is pretty standard for 2-player. 17 goes under the deck. That's actually very good news in terms of moving the market. 17 going under the deck. That's one of the really bad plants that blocks the market oftentimes, so that was really good to see. Anyway, the build here, I think you just do the one in Paris. There's a lot of direct connections from Paris to other cities. It's the most central part of the map. The opponent, I will expect in this situation to build Paris plus one of its connecting cities, I think. Okay, I see what they're doing. I'm not a fan of the triple build, especially since they didn't get the full 4 coal, which is good news for me. But 19 comes in to replace 17. So we still get a bad plant on the market. I'll bid 9 for the 8 just because of how cheap coal is here. That's my plan. An opponent, I expect to take the 5 because that will get them below me in the turn order. Thus, they'll get the 10 plant on the next turn. That's what I think they'll do here. I mean, the only choices are 5 or 9. 9 is a much more efficient plant. It fits, like 9 fits pretty well with the 4. Oh, they go 7. So they opt to stay below me in the turn order, but with really inefficient plants. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to do some math on how much money my opponent has here. They built 3 cities for a total of 37. They paid 6 for the plant, so that's 43. And they paid 3 for coal, so that's 46. So they had $4 left at the end of the turn. Then they powered 1 city to make 22. So it's 26. They had $26 going into turn 2. They bought the 7, which leaves them with 19. And they'll have to pay 12 for oil, so that leaves them with 7. So they can buy 2 coal. Yeah, I think this is the play. Probably should have bought 1 extra oil now that I think about it. Yep. So there's 11, 19, 32, 36. So 36 goes under the deck, which again is very standard. 36 is a plant that almost never comes on the market before step 3. And when it does, sometimes you don't even want it. And this is great because now, never mind. Now the opponent has to give me the 11. Oh no, they just pass. Question is, do I take the 10 here? And given how potentially bad this market is, I think the answer is yes. I think I do take the 10 here. Reims is the next city I want to take, and I can store 3 coal and take Reims. So I'll do that. Reims locks up, it's what, 1 city, and it locks up another 3 for me, basically. Creates really costly gems from there. $30, $32, and $40. So $40 will go under the deck now. $15 coming in will actually reduce the price on 11 a little bit. But 11's still going to be a beast, though. A goddamn beast. Yeah. I think the opponent might have let that off a little too cheap, frankly. Especially with 14 coming. Alright. I am looking to be in really great shape now. That 14 drop helps me a lot. Because now it's going to take at least probably 2 more turns before anything good comes on for my opponent. The nice thing is I don't need to buy oil this turn. I can just buy uranium and get... just buy uranium, get a 4th city. Amiens is what I expected from my opponent. Oh, they get Le Mans. Oh, that's good to know. Did not expect my opponent to build above me. Well, they had to remove the 5 from the market. That's a good play for them. Anyway, 31, 32... $25 came. I just missed the plant that went under the deck. It was 42, right? I think it was 42, maybe? 30, 31, 32. And now the 20 comes on. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a really hairy market for coal, so... I think the play for me is just stay below my opponent and see what happens after the 20 drop. Yeah? Except I can get to a 5th city, which is nice. I don't need to store extra oil. I can just, because my opponent's 15, I can build to 5 cities. I'll just take all the coal that's sitting in there at 4. My opponent's getting themselves in... I think amitss is getting themselves into problems with running that 7 plant as long as they are. That's not great news. An opponent can't even build any plants off the market. Okay, they take Calais, which makes sense. Oh, and Cayenne. Okay. Okay. Okay, I see what you're doing here. Tours will definitely be my next build. It is connection to Angers, and also Tours is the main route into these 2 cities in the south here. Oh my god. Let me check something here. 32 goes under the deck this turn. I'm gonna guess. I thought I saw 42 that was the plant that went out. And 23 comes on. Okay. Well, that's pretty lucky for my opponent because now I can't fish for a better drop. I actually have to bid a little bit on the 20 here. That might have been a mistake, what I just did there. There's 50. And naturally, yes, opponent will take the 23 as expected. There's 50, so we know that's going under the deck. And 46, so we know that's going under the deck too. Just put that in now. Anyway, it's time for me to start buying extra uranium. That's the move for me. Drive up the cost a little bit. It's basically I'm getting the uranium cheaper now. Make it a little more expensive for my opponent with their 23. And I want to force them to keep building above me here, is my plan. I'm very glad the opponent did not build to 9. Now there's a chance 25 might get pushed off the market this turn, which is exactly what I need to happen here. Yes! Like I said, I hope 25 gets pushed off the market this turn. This is really helping to justify what I paid for the 20 right now, for sure. $44, so we know that plant's going to be gone. Highest numbered plant left. 50, 46, 44 have all been drawn. And opponent did not buy as much extra coal as they should here. I'm just going to keep getting the extra uranium now. Again, attack that 23. And I just don't have much of a reason to build here. I can build Limoges. Limoges is... Actually, no, wait, Metz. Metz would be better than Limoges for me, I think. I think that's the build. I just build one so that way I'm guaranteed to stay below Emmets in the turn order. And since with the number of cities they built, I'm going to just run the 3 so I can drive up oil. That's what I'm going to do here. Because I will get up to 8. So I can power an extra city with that. And opponent does not buy coal at all, which is good news for me. So now Emmets will be forced to... Oh, never mind. 9's already removed because lowest number plant gets removed when nobody buys a plant. So we can't build 9 off the market by reaching 9 cities. That's gone now. So, yeah. You can see that making these jumps in buildings, so my opponent built Orleans, so for me to go from Paris to Tours would be 7 plus 7. I'd have to pay the both of those connection costs to make this jump. But that jump netted me an extra city, too. So that was a very profitable play for me. Okay, never mind. Opponent builds into there. That's not bad news for me, because I could potentially take the 3 cities on the next turn. Well, I'm taking 29. Problem in this situation is 25 is a terrible fit for me. That plant does not work with my stuff at all. Therefore, I might actually be better off letting him have 25 at list price and just taking 29. That might be the move here. Well, even better. Even better. That was extremely lucky for me. 29, 30, 31, 33, 39. All right. All right. I need to think about this. 1, 2. So I can spend 19 on my resources. Yeah. Can't store an extra nuke. I think this is going to be the play. I just want to make sure I win the builds. And I need to take these 3 remaining empty spots in order to accomplish that. Power all 12 of my cities here. I'll put 30 up for bid. This is going to be a pretty decent endgame plant for me. Hmm. 24, 19, 24, 29, 30, 31, 37, 39. And 29 came. I forgot to mark that off. So we have a few more plants left to go before step 3. Question is, do I even want 29? Do I even want 29? That's the question here. Ultimately, I think the answer is yes. I can still get to 21 cities with a 7 plant, and we know that 36 and 46 are in the game. 38 could potentially still be drawn. Amit's problem is he may not be able to buy as much coal as he wants and still build and make use of his plants. He needs to get full value from his 25, 30, and 23. I will use the 11 for 2 more turns, I would expect. 2 more turns at least, so... Never mind, Emmett actually has more money than I do, I think. Well, maybe not. They didn't store any extra resources. And I can get to 13 cities. They make it to 14. And I have cheaper builds left than they do. Me storing resources incentivized them to build over me because they couldn't keep punishing me. And 39 under the deck. I missed a plant somewhere along the line here. Oh yeah, 15. I never took 15 out. Silly, silly me. I will just auto pass if he puts anything up for bid here. And now at this point, and there's that 17. The saddest of step 3 plants. I'm pretty sure 42 was the one plant that I missed before. Yeah. What I want to do at this point is stay below my opponent in the turn order. That's for sure. And I definitely want to fire my uranium this turn, which means I'm not running 20. I'm building to 14 cities and stopping there. That's what I'm doing. I'll take the 1 coal at $5. And my opponent has 1 oil plant. They're firing 1 oil. Yeah. There's no real reason for me to store extra oil at this point. It's not even making it any more expensive for my opponent this turn. I think we're just going to buy and fire this 1 coal. for the 29 this turn. So build to 14, stop there so I can stay below my opponent in the turn order thanks to having the lower numbered top plant, 29 versus 35. Basically what happens is I need to stay low in the turn order so that I get as many chances to fish for a 7 plant. Because there's still 8... Yeah, there's still 8 plants left in this Step 3 deck, and only 2 of those can power 7 cities. So a 1 in 4 chance on the next turn, if I stay below. I'll build this corner just so I don't have to click that part of the map again. Opponent stands pat, which makes sense. They're going to fire 30, 35, and 23. So that fits for sure. And they have extra coal stored on 25, so I can't run any... I can't, like, burn coal on the 20 and run any shenanigans with that. $44. Well, that's a decent plant for my opponent to take to get up to 21. But I actually kind of want them to build a plant this turn because, yes, buy a plant this turn, please. I want them to buy a plant so that I get a chance at a 7. And it doesn't come. What I could do here is try to build to 19, take the 19 out of the game, and that'll draw an extra plant, and then draw one more plant after that. Because now turn order doesn't matter for plant buys anymore, since my opponent is not going to buy any more plants. What I have to do is just hope I get a 7. So that means store max coal, max oil, get the 1 uranium. Man, I've gotten a lot of use out of this 11 plant, I have to say. It's pretty impressive. Anyway, coal through oil. Drive up the price as much as I can for my opponent. Because 2 of the plants left are 36 and 46. $50 is bad news for me. And it all comes down to this next draw here. So 6 plants, so it's 5 plants left now. Oh, 32 came on, that's right. So now we're up to 2 in 5 chance. And opponent does not fire coal. That's good to know. Okay. Because what they could do in theory... Here's what my opponent can do. I have to think about this. I'm basically deciding whether or not to run the 20 plant right now. Why? Why do I have to think about this? Because 36 is one of the plants that could come, and I want to make sure I can get the coal to run 36. There's 6 now. 3 more will come back. All right. So we'll be up to 10 coal. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they could buy the 31 and lock me out of coal if 36 is the plant that comes. Cross that bridge when we get there, though. I think we need the money. And I get greedy and lose the game. Probably. Because what amitss should do in this situation is buy a coal plant. Like, they have to buy 31. And they can just stay below me forever. Oh my god! amitss did not... They could have actually, like, won the game. Now I have a chance. Now I have a chance. I actually have a chance at this. I think I might still lose. Probably because my opponent's been quite efficient throughout the game. They got good use out of 30. Yeah, I think they win. Even still. But they could have gotten a guaranteed win by buying the 31 and buying out coal from me. I think this is still their game, though. Like, I had the advantage in the early game, but then everything else went their way after I got the 20, more or less. Holy shit, I won. Wow, I won by a good margin, too. 25 bucks. Let me check something here. I want to check something. Because I power... So let's say, so last turn... so I had 5, 5, 4, 2. So 16 cities. Let me check something here. Because last turn I won by 25. I won by 25. And I powered 5, 5, 4, 2. Total is 16. So 16 versus 11. What's the difference between 16 and 11? 26 bucks. Although that doesn't factor the extra coal I would have had to buy. So yeah, I still would have won had I played it safe. Good to know. Very good to know. Anyway, I think I'm going to head to bed now. Just get this uploading, head to bed. So thank you very much for watching. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the France game. Plenty more to come. Good night.